Today is September 13, 2024, and we are going to talk about the following subjects. I'm Liliana Usvat. I'm going to talk to show you the books that are on Amazon, my books, the books that I wrote. Then I will present a snapshot of my research for the next book, Buildings and People. Also, part of that research is the list of world fairs from 1719 to 1950. Then I'm going to present a series of videos from my trip in Chile and Argentina, Barolo Palace, Buenos Aires, Argentina, Santiago de Chile, Cousino Palace, Sky Constandera, Santiago de Chile. I have a blog regarding Jesuit in South America, Mendoza, Franciscan, Jesuit Church, and Native People History. I have a blog regarding giant skeleton in Egypt, discoveries under Grad Canion, again, large skeletons of large people, Buenos Aires Museum, Library, Theater, Botanical Garden, my research before going to the trip. Chile and Argentina, actually what they offer in the package. Mendoza, Argentina, that is a city close to the border with Chile, has very interesting features. Traveling and passing through different borders, my impression of travel in 2024, Buenos Aires, Argentina, Ascending Masters, Consciousness. So this is part of a book that I read while I was traveling in Chile and Argentina. Mafalda, the history of Mafalda, who is it, and why so many people recognize this name. Sacred frequency, sacred sound frequency. Your word have healing abilities. I found a picture of chemtrails from the sky of an airplane that is spraying the sky. Symbols and meanings. Santiago de Chile, Argentina, Buenos Aires Tango Show. So we have a lot to cover. So let's start with our first city tour, Theater Colón, Barolo Palace, Palacio Paz in Argentina, Cathedral of Buenos Aires, where the present Pope used to work as a cardinal. Streets of Buenos Aires, Argentina, the flight from Buenos Aires to Argentina. So let's start. Let me share the screen. Okay, Amazon. So let me share the screen. Share. So 9 of my books are available on Amazon. If you search my name, Liliana Usvat. Then all my books are available on my website. You see book sale. I have 13 books. Okay. So let me try to close. Can I close this? No. I want to close only this. Okay. Then I like to share with you the book, the research, a part of the research for the book that I'm writing, that I'm preparing for print now. Let me share. Okay. Share. So the next book will be Buildings and People. And this is one of my, let's see, discoveries. High Fall, it's an intelligent design megalithic site. We can see High Fall, it's a fall in Ontario, Canada. And apparently it's nothing special, but if you pay attention to the details, the stones that have a very regular form, and the fall seems to have an intelligent design because we have canals that are built in small steps, so the fish can travel upstream on the river. So this is a type of canals. These canals have very regular walls at 45-degree angles. Okay. This was very surprising. This seems to be quite old. Then near High Fall, Canada, there are walls, there are stones that are look like they are made, again, intelligent design. So they seems to be artificially placed there. So the forms of the stones are very regular. The walls have different layers. So different terraces. And there they have acute angle. So it is as if this stone were part of a star fort in the past. And I have a comparison with megalithic sites that have existed around the world in Peru, Italy, Turkey, Egypt. So it is possible that in the past existed a very advanced civilization that constructed megalithic sites. These megalithic sites were also present in North America, in Ontario, Canada. The idea for this search was given to me by Michelle Gibson that has a YouTube channel, and she said, look for waterfalls and look for the ancient construction around the waterfalls. Now, in Ontario exists a trail called Bruce Trail that connect Lake Ontario with the Lake Simcoe. There is a very large and long trail that was used by native people of North America prior to arrival of Europeans. Probably was renamed. On this trail, there are multiple waterfalls. I found the presence of intelligent design stone buildings on different points on this waterfall, on this Bruce Trail. And in my next book, I will have explanation and much more pictures regarding this find. Let's go to the next subject, which is Santiago de Chile, Cousino Palace. Let me see if I have Cousino Palace. No, I want Cousino Palace. And let me share it. Um, so while in Chile, we visited museums that were outside. Let me see if I'm sharing it. Yes. outside the program of our trip. And we find museums, palaces, and we try to find the history of the place behind this location. So this palace in Santiago de Chile was built by a family, Isidora Gonecha and her husband. Her husband died young, 39 years old, and she was an entrepreneur that lived a long life, and she didn't have children. The palace got to the government that transformed it in a museum. And they had they had land and mines, and this is the place that they built in 1878. They have a little bit of restriction in taking picture. They did allow us to take picture of a part of the museum. They had so the woman was very important, very industrial like. In this museum, they had one of the first elevator. They bought a box from a church where people were going to the priest and telling their problems. So the church sold to the lady that confession box, and she transformed it in an elevator. They had electricity way before we were told that the electricity existed. And it is an interesting place to visit. Let me see. Next thing that, okay, let's take it. This the next subject we are going to talk about are is a video that I made about Mendoza. Mendoza, it's a city, we thought it's a small city, but it's 1.2 million people with the suburbs. And they have a specific thing in this place, the water canals that are based on the knowledge of people prior to the arrival of Europeans, the Inca and the pre-Inca people. Canal receive water in a planning way once a week, but they have a lot of fountains and all the canals. There are a lot of canals on both sides of each road, and normally that is how the land will look like it's desert, but they built a city forest by through alimentation with water through these canals, and the canals water the roots of trees. They have an artificial lake, 340 hectares park, and the lake is kilometer long. This is an example of how the canals look like, and they have different lakes that send water through these canals once on a scheduled time, and this is the way they control on which canal they send the water. These trees are not original from this area, but because they are watering on a regular basis, they create an oasis. The city is situated at 1,000 meter in height. These canals are extremely impressive, and they have not only so around these parks there are clubs, and people are there are rose gardens, very interesting. So these canals, so this is how they look, the city look like. So on both sides of the road, there are trees, and they are watering each tree once a week using the watering system of these canals. We visited in Mendoza winery, and this is also an artificial lake that they have to each winery. So when they receive water, they distribute, they keep the water in this lakes, artificial lakes, and they drip the water to the wine, to the plants. Now, the next video that we already are rolling, it's Sky Costanera, Santiago de Chile. So we are back in Santiago de Chile. They have a very tall building, and we visited the Andes Mountains are at the horizon, and you can see the city of Santiago. This city has 17 million, no, 6 million people. Very large city. So we are in Santiago de Chile. Okay. The next subject, we are going back to Mendoza. Mendoza is very close to Chile. It's close to the border, but it's over the Andes Mountains. And I found something very interesting. We had a city tour, and in the city tour, I found out that in 1787, King Charles III expelled the Jesuit from the Spanish dominion in America. They came back in 1803. And it was a church in Mendoza that was given to two confederations. Initially was built by Jesuits, and then it was given to Dominicans, and now it's called the Jesuit Dominican Church. Let's see the next subject. Yes, so this is the Mendoza Franciscano Jesuit Church and Native people in history. So the Native people are still fighting for their rights, because they consider the European took their land and they have no place to cultivate plants, and they are dependent on foreign entities. Also, the same church, Franciscano Jesuit Church, has a characteristic. It was mud flooded, so the bottom of the church, that they said 200 years ago, is 2 meters under the present floor or ground of the land. Okay, we go to the next subject. It's information that I found and I collect and present to you if you are interested. Giant skeletons found in Egypt. I think I left the link to those that presented on Facebook. There are groups of people that research history. So this is proof that the giants did exist on Earth. They had elongated skulls and they are extremely large. See the dimension compared to humans that are excavating these skeletons, and most of the people are not informed about the existence of this large look like extraterrestrials. This is another example, also from Egypt. I think I'm subscribed to an Egypt archaeological site. So they are tall, long, less fingers that we have. So they have eyes in form of moon's eye, and extremely large humanoids with different features. Instead of the typical Egyptian tombs and pyramids. That's what you can find actually. And these are hidden for most part from public awareness. These are not good looking, but they are tall, and they still have 2 hands, 2 legs, and 1 head. These are extremely strange, still in Egypt. I found it interesting. Most of the time I leave so these are Egyptian Facebook discovery. UFO Explore is the group. So this these skeletons were found on North America, Grand Canyon. Actually, they know from 1900s that in Grand Canyon there is a cave where they found gold, and they found gold and large skeletons and uh, illuminating systems that are based on some sort of gas that those that initially discovered them in 1906 and published their discovery were uh, informing people that look, we found something that actually was able to light the cave. Smithsonian came, and some of artifacts found in these caves are Egyptians. Most of them are hidden, but some of them are exposed to the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. 6 items made out of gold from the Grand Canyon were exposed to Smithsonian Museum. I had the picture, but apparently I didn't I didn't publish it. Okay, so this is my research prior to going to the trip. Which museums are open, what time. So I thought, why not share it? We visited most of them. Some of them we did not. But I have the itinerary. I hope I'm sharing it. Yes. I have the itinerary of the trip, the hotels, what the Exotica offer us in the package. Now, I wrote a blog regarding Mendoza. So Mendoza, it's a city in Argentina, but it's at the border with Chile, and was founded in so Mendoza is located at the foot of Andes, very far from Buenos Aires, close to the city of Santiago de Chile, with Andes Cordilleras in between. In fact, the city emerged as a stop on trading route before trader crossed the Cordillera into Chile. It rains very little, 200 millimeter a year. The natural landscape is arid, and climate also tends to be hot. No chemtrails as we have in Canada. The province is crossed by several rivers that are fed by the melting of the glaciers in the Andes Cordillera. These rivers have favored the creation of what they call the oases, in which the wine industry has developed prosperously. There are 250,000 hectares of wineries, of vineyards in this area. Water in this country, it's also considered public property. Water allocation, at least in this province, are linked to the land ownership or land titles. Whoever owns agricultural land has water rights in the same proportion as the size of the land. The city has 850 inhabitants in 2009 to 1.2 million in 2024. So in Argentina, water is managed by provincial government. And these are the canals that I told you that they are feeding the roots of the tree. And the canals are empty most of the time, but once a week they receive water. So this water, so these canals are tailored around the roots of the tree, so the tree can be watered. Okay, so let's see next subject. Traveling and passing to different border, very unpleasant experience. Passing through United States, Canada, they use X-ray to irradiate you. I know that people that stay for more than 4 years close to these radiation machines are getting sick, and they are replaced as if they are not important, but also the tourists are irradiated. You are treated with hands up as if you are a prisoner. People are touching you without any reason, and it's very unpleasant experience. The services are less, so you don't have your luggage is not, you have to take the luggage off, and if you go through different airplanes, the airports do not transfer in Canada and United States your luggage from your place of living to your destination. In other countries, South America, Europe, they do that. But yeah, and in addition to that, when we came back, they implement face recognition technology, meaning your face is your ticket. So you don't have to show the ticket in Atlanta. You just they take your picture and compare it with whatever database they have. They take finger prints as if you are in a jail. If you go in a jail in most of the country, but not in all. So it's completely unregulated, just every airport, the way they feel like it. You go in a country that you don't understand the language, you have to fill out a form to prove that you don't bring an apple when you travel in that country. Extremely unpleasant experience. Everything was started with 9/11. As we know, but it has to be told. If everybody say yes, 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 it's okay. No, it's not okay. The transportation, the company that are offering flying tickets, they are transportation company. They are not jail guards. They treat tourists like you are going from jail to jail. It's not okay, and it has to stop. Now, let's talk about Buenos Aires, Argentina. Will I travel? Yes. But it's not okay. And they need to stop treating people like prisoners. 2024, it's after COVID, after 9/11, they implement all these rules that are abusive, and they touch stranger in uniform touch you just because they can, that just because some over whatever said. So it's a sort of mind control. It's a sort of how to say, obedience training. That's what they are doing, and it's not okay. I never agree with that. You have to comply to go to your destination, but it's really not okay. Now let's talk about Buenos Aires, Argentina. Buenos Aires is a city. Buenos Aires, it's an autonomous city. It's the capital and primate city of Argentina. That means there are more people in Buenos Aires that in the next city combined. 17 million people, established in 2nd February 1536. And what is interesting about Buenos Aires, it was under Kingdom of Spain and Habsburg. Habsburgs are in Austria. They get married with Spanish, so Habsburgs family get married with the Spanish royal family, and that's how they get to go to South America, to Argentina. When we traveled to Mexico City, Habsburg's kings went to Mexico City, and there was German or Austro-Hungarian, Austrian king in Mexico City for 3 years. And Mexicans actually decapitated him, had a revolution and eliminated them. But Argentina, we had Kingdom of Spain and Habsburg, Kingdom of Spain and Bourbon, Kingdom of Bonaparte, Spain and Bonaparte, and so France, United Province of Rio del Plata, Argentina Confederation, State of Buenos Aires and Argentina. So it was under different rules, a lot of, in the last few hundred years, of European royalty, and they keep fighting and changing the rules. And also the Catholic Church, Jesuit, Dominicans, and they fought. Actually, everything was for taxes. No, whoever controlled the people, they take the part of their work as taxes. That's what my understanding. So it was Charles of Spain. They were invaded by British people. It was a fight with British in close to the hotel where we lived, and they have a church there, confirming the war with the British troops. During each vacation, I read the book, and this time I read The Magic Presents by Godfrey Ray King. This is a guy that lived at the beginning of last century, and apparently he met Saint Germain, that is a person, an ascetic master, and was taught by Saint Germain, and his, how to say, other ascending masters that he mm, he is in contact with. So this Godfrey Ray King is a pseudonym of another a real person that existed, that lived at the beginning of the last century. And he learned from ascending master their ability to create matter out of nothing through the power of concentration. So, and the physics behind their ability, and to create whatever you desire through your power of I am presence. So I am presence, my understanding is you have a spark of the God consciousness within you. And when it's filled with love, understanding, compassion, and knowledge, you are able to focus your intention towards a matter, towards something that you desire, and bring into existence, which is a frequency that it's concentrated, and the ethers becomes matter. So you can read, I will leave the link to the article. Now let's go to the next subject, Mafalda. Mafalda is an Argentinian comic strip written by a cartoonist, Quino. The strip features a 6-year-old girl named Mafalda who reflects Argentinian middle class and progressive youth concerned about humanity, world peace, and has an innocent but serious attitude towards the problems. So, for example, our guide pointed at us that one of the questions the Mafalda pose, it's why women need to marry and have kids prior to having um, going to school, having a career, seeing the world, and then having a family and children. Next subject. Okay, so sacred sound frequency. This is a practical, you can see me twice, practical application of sacred sound frequency. So we found out that sometimes you are stressed. The moment you meditate, the frequency, using sound, your mental attitude is changing, and the pulse of your body changes, and the frequency of your brain waves actually can change the things that happen in your body, so you can become healthy, for example. So there are this information was known way long time in the past. So there are sacred, magical sound frequency. Nikola Tesla talked about them. 432, it's miracle tone of nature. 28 hertz it's a levitation. So there are examples with people that are sending sound frequency, and you see little balls that are levitating, little ball of, I don't know, some very light material. 126 hertz, it's sound of the sun. 528 hertz repairs DNA. So if you are in a airport, stressful situation, you go on YouTube, listen to a sound, your stress level is decreasing. 174 hertz, natural anesthetic. 963 hertz, activate pineal gland. Pineal gland, when it's combined with pituitary gland, it's actually allowing you to have a remote viewing and telepathic communication. So binaural beats induce out-of-body experience. And I have here in this video links to different frequency. So 528 reduce anxiety, change level of depression, increase DNA repair capacity, giving life. So probably in the future, sound will be used for healing. For healing, specific frequency are, you just know the information and search sound at that frequency on internet, and can be used for healing, apparently. The sound bells, in churches there used to be bells, and these bells were removed by those that did not want to know us that the sound of the bells of the churches, the present churches, were used for healing large masses of people because they had a specific frequency. Okay, also, so what you find when you travel, no? I collect this information and I share it. If you like it, you can listen. Yeah, otherwise, that's fine. So your words have healing abilities. Oscillate and vibrate into a potential DNA. So the words have the ability to change the vibration. When you speak a word, I'm healthy, I'm healed, whole, and complete, the words oscillating and crystallize the water, and that vibrate in the potential DNA, and your words create your reality. So you can heal yourself using words. Also music. Some music has healing ability. 432 hertz music. The frequency of the music has been changed, probably intentionally. Some music, it's not healthy to listen, but some music, it's actually good for your soul. Now I found a picture of an airplane spraying people. Again, things that you find when you travel. The connection between your body And the change in the information that was taken by the religion and by the Bible. So Jesus was crucified on Golgotha, which translates to the place where the skull, this is Jesus on the cross. Jesus on the cross overlapped into the brain. So we have symbols in ancient Egypt of the eye, which is the pineal gland, 33 so we have the DNA and the chakras, Jacob ladder. It's represent the 33 vertebrate. The rock is the bases of the body. So I will leave the link here. Now, we go again to the Santiago de Chile National Museum of Art. So in my trip, I visit museums. And they are very interesting paintings with animals. So people having face of animals. It's an entire exhibition. The paintings belong to a lady. And they are very detailed. Is she telling us that there were bird people, there were people with features of lions, of animals? Has she seen these things? So these are, let's stop here. These are dog people, these are reptilians. How? Bird people, people with different features. And the paintings are nice, actually. And you see different other parts of the art museum. They have modern art, but most of so this was very different from the painting that I saw in other places. Also the museum, it's very beautiful. Was in construction. Statues, very, very good quality. These statues make you think of Pantheon. Okay. This is the building. Okay. So very nice, nice museum. And I remember this museum has a lot of paintings without frames. That's one of the first museums where, so probably they were moved a lot or stolen. I don't know. I cannot say that, but they had a lot of emphasis on woman art. And actually, it's a nice museum. I will highly recommend it. Let's go to the next one, Cathedral of Santiago. So usually cathedrals have a lot of money, and they they have a lot of beautiful art, painting, sculptures. This cathedral was a cathedral that had a lot of windows um, covered with so people cannot. It initially was built in a different way that it looks now. So there are stone walls where there used to be windows, and it's made for people larger than us. So probably recover from another civilization of larger people. Here we have now we go in Buenos, no, in Mendoza. I'm in Mendoza, so this video it's about Mendoza. Uh, Again, a city with a lot of fountains, a lot of trees, and parks, very large parks. This is Argentina, from Mendoza to Buenos Aires. So look at this. So in Buenos Aires, so this is the airplane picture from Buenos Aires. They have artificial lakes, like in Dubai, and on inside these lakes they have houses on these lakes, so houses that have around them, they have lakes. So it's very similar with what the buildings in Dubai. So probably a lot of rich people. I don't know. I didn't do research. I just saw this picture from the airplane, and it was very impressive. Also, a lot of canals, very large canals, that can be seen from the airplanes, artificial canals. So somewhere, sometimes, they had a lot of money to build this canal. Somebody had this money to build this canal, and know-how, because you have these houses, you have to bring water, clean water, remove the water from them. This is yin-yang place. So how? This is a very large city, 70 million people. And this we arrive in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. This is the city center seen from the car. Okay, let's close this. Okay, I think we saw this. Now here it's in Buenos Aires. I visited another museum of history, and a lot of for them the history is only from 1800 to present, so not much from prior to that. How they fought, how they crossed the Andes, and for them, a liberation from the Spanish kings, it's a very important, 1802, very important point in their history, because the Spanish kings stole a lot of gold and a lot of and basically killed, as they said, a lot of indigenous people. The present history, it's just from 1800 back. Another church in Buenos Aires, Santo Domingo Basilica Church, that this basilica was close to the place to the hotel where we live. Extremely rich. They have, in this basilica, there are flags of people that fought close by. So the English, the British came to conquer Buenos Aires, and the battle happened here. And then the British were, I don't remember what was the result, but this is the place where they had a battle with British people. So all the churches are very nice, actually. We had a tango show. Tango, it's specific for Argentina. This is a restaurant with the restaurant with a show after you you have the dinner. It's a live show, and the artists are very good. There is a school of tango, and the performers are professionals. Okay. Next video, it's about Buenos Aires National Museum of Fine Arts. So I found here a painting from 1800s that proves that all the castle and large buildings were in existence over 200 years ago. So these were not built by Europeans. And these buildings are larger than those that are in Europe. The diameter of the columns are sometimes over 1 meter or 2 meter diameter. National Museum of Fine Arts. uh, National Museum of Fine Arts has 2 floors. The first floor is with paintings and sculptures that are from 1500 to 2000, and the second floor is with modern art that is nonsense. So I didn't take picture of that because it wasn't relevant. It wasn't art at all. And apparently this movement is around the world. They forgot that art should be pleasing. And they have tours with people stopping or to specific to this new art that is not art. These are all. This is the part of the museum with all the uh, pictures, sculptures, statuettes, furniture, vases, and it's nice. They have from all over the world, even from China. Okay, I will leave the link in the description. Now, this is the Palat Paz, also Buenos Aires. What happened with this was recorded as a museum. We went to visit the museum, but the palace was taken by the army, and now it's you can go in and have a coffee, but most of the time it's used by the military personnel. But also it's available for the public. So actually we went to visit the museum, but because the museum, they say there is closed or not available or nobody, you cannot go in, but you can go to see the coffee. So we went to have a coffee, and in meantime, I took picture of the building, and again, beautiful. Everything was a superlative, and we enjoy the coffee. So yeah, these are few items that you can find in Palace Paz. Probably is a reception hall now, and apparently they have some days where you can visit in a guided tour, but we didn't find, or we didn't find the entrance. That's possible also. But we visited the cafe and the hallway, and the buildings are built for larger people. You see how large is the door. So it's another generation of human that built, and this now they are. I believe they are just using it. Next. Cathedral of Buenos Aires, Argentina. So this cathedral is the cathedral where the present Pope used to work as cardinal. The cathedral it's open most of the time. The cathedral it's open most of the time. So even if there are no priests there that are, so I took pictures of this this cathedral. It's very beautiful. It's a must see if you go in Buenos Aires, and a lot of gold, a lot of art, a lot of symbols that need to be researched. Extremely, extremely large building. It's compared to any large building in Europe. Any cathedral in Europe is, yeah, it's good. It's beautiful. The floor, it's very interesting. The lighting, it's very interesting. Okay, so let's see next subject. Now, this is another building that we visited, Centro Cultural Kirchner, Argentina, Buenos Aires. So let's go from the beginning. This is the building. This is the floor. And this is actually it's free entrance for everybody. And it's a concert hall, but it's open all the time. So people can a lot of people were inside, nothing happened, no concert was there. We climbed to the fifth floor and came back. Um, on one side, there was a art museum, or museum with jewelry and some modern art. This is the museum with lights and but the building itself is beautiful. Jewelry of local jewelers made out of, with stones. Very, very nice. And some modern art. Now, the next part is city tour. So in this city tour, what was impressive were the large trees, 200, 400 years old trees that exist in Buenos Aires all over, in a lot of parks. So much more respect for nature that exists compared to North America, where the trees are decimated. So somebody had a word to say and protect the nature, even though Europeans are not very good with that. So we visited different places. We had few stops. This is a another palace that I forgot his name, where a night that is transformed in a hotel. So they were bought by rich people that rich people, and or a night in the hotel it's $2,000, and a coffee it's $40 in this hotel. Let's see the name. I don't know if the name is here. So there are beautiful buildings in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. Okay, I try to make it.
And you can inside, you have a garden. It's beautiful that place, and it's really expensive for a stay at night. So for that reason, for me, it's better to go to the afternoon tea. ¿Sí? Así que les recomiendo la famosa tarde del té. And here, guys, we have a lot of politicians living. For that reason, it's really expensive. If you want.
So this is the part where very expensive rentals you can find. And there is a city tour, and I left the comments of the tour guide on. Now, a very nice place was Teatr Colon. This is an opera theater. This is an opera theater in Buenos Aires. This theater, it's still used as a theater, but can be also visited as in a guided tour. In front, we have a 200 years old, 200 or 400 years old tree. You see the trees are protected with a fence when the tree reach a certain age to be protected against falling down. And then we waited for the tour to start, and they let you take pictures. There are guided tour in English and Spanish every hour. So every half an hour, as soon as uh, they have tourists, they create a, um, a a tour. So vitralis on the ceilings. So you can go there and see an opera if you want, and the price apparently it's around $100. So it's affordable if you come from Canada, I guess. It wasn't. There were only ballet theater when we went there, but not the tickets were sold out. So again, beautiful buildings, old buildings. They say it's built in the last 100 and something years. They tell you some story with two people that try to design, and both die at 44 years when they were 44, and then another guy came and finished the building. I don't know if it's the real story, but the building it by itself very beautiful, and it's well maintained, and you can see for yourself. So this is Teatr Colón, Buenos Aires. It's on the main street of, very close to the main street of Buenos Aires, a street with 16 lanes. Uh, a lot of gold-plated walls and columns. it was and this is the actually the place where you can see the show. The ceiling was repainted, and it's a feast by itself just to be in that place. It's very impressive, very impressive. But they let you in to sit in a chair, to take pictures. A lot of people take a lot of, and they tell you a story about the widows that were wearing in black, and they were not allowed to see the opera, only to hear the opera. I believe there are just story to cover. So they say it's for sound, but I believe it's for the air, for the heating. Very good sound, one of the best sound in the world. You don't need the microphone because the way this room is built. Okay. Then we also in Buenos Aires, we saw Barolo Palace, which is a palace built to keep the ashes of Dante Alighieri. Was built by two masons, the one with the money and the another one with the design. And they had a statue that apparently had the ashes of Dante Alighieri in the center, and that statue was was stolen multiple times. It has a Masonic symbol, circle, uh, inferno at the level, at the first few levels is the architectural expression of the inferno, with a lot of strange statues, and you go by elevator 14 floors, and then you climb by stairs 6 floors, and then you here is the statue, a copy of the statue where the ashes of Dante Alighieri were kept, and the statue was stolen twice, and here is just a copy, and the statue was broken in half, and half of the statue is still in this building. The building was a private property. It's still on private property. It's an office building, has few rooms that are used as a museum. This is the access elevator that you can climb. These are the statues used for light, keeping the lights. They have party in this building. It's strange, kind of bad feeling in this building. And this has the Indian influence. Probably collecting wireless electricity, but hidden for the majority. Then I have a video with just going for a walk in Buenos Aires, taking picture of buildings. These are artificial canals, extremely large canals. So we had 1900 steps. I had 1900 steps in that day. You see, these are very large stones and very old stones. So this canal was built a long time ago. It's just used and maintained quite well, I can say. A lot of little terraces on there is a boardwalk, very large boardwalk and very long boardwalk. Just happened to be winter. So when it's summer in Canada, it's winter in South America. And it was Monday, so across this canal was a natural reservation that we could not visit. We just seen from far, but during summer month, these are very um, popular destination. In Buenos Aires, we still had a lot. We visited coffee shops. And this is a bridge just for walking. So you can only walk. You cannot go by it's a woman bridge. The name is the Woman's Bridge. Um, this was considered a museum. This boat was considered a museum, but it's closed now. You can see it only from afar. Bank of China. It's in downtown Buenos Aires. This building is Ministry of Foreign Affairs, University, Catholic University, and a lot of extremely large, extremely beautiful buildings. And we have here an explanation of energy generator, the buildings that have an antenna. They used to have a mercury in the underneath the antenna, the copper roof, and they were used as energy generators. And the last video that I prepared in the last month is one talking about Atlantis, existence of Atlantis, Lemuria. Atlantis, Lemuria. This is a map of James Churchward that was sketched after he read information from ancient Tibetan scrolls. So North America had an internal sea, Atlantis, Lemuria. What happened? They had a war, archons, and they were submerged, even though they knew that they can. They can be submerged. Atlanteans moved a part of their culture to Egypt, and in Egypt, the top of the pyramid was extraterrestrial black goo. And what happened? So I will leave the link to the video. And also the video talks about 3 arcs of covenant that were actually crystal technology of ancient people. And they were used, could have been used as also as weapons, apparently, according to Mr. Vela, that has the presentation, and I found picture confirming his information. So this was the information for today. Thank you for watching. I'm Liliana Usvat, and see you next time.